Hello, we are going to talk to you today just for a little bit about successful business and successful family, successful health, and how this can work together because we did it wrong a few times and we have some ideas. We can have a very successful business and we can also stay healthy and keep a happy family. I've quoted many times the African proverb, to the man who is not hungry, the coconut shell is hard. If you're hungry, you get a bigger hammer and look and see what your real goals are. We don't want to destroy our family while we build. We want to be able to have a successful business, have that hammer, but hit it in the right place at the right time. So that's what we want to talk to you about, boundaries with business to protect our families and our health.
Yeah, I know you can agree. We all really did do it wrong in the beginning because, as you've heard us say before, and you'll probably hear us say again, we thought we needed to be all things to all people, which meant I needed to be accessible to people 24/7. And how many texts did I answer at midnight, or how many messages did I answer at midnight? I can assure you, if someone wants me at midnight, they're still going to need me at 8 a.m. when I'm awake, like when I actually have the time to give to them. And I will tell you, coming from a professional background to a stay-at-home mom and then having this business, it was exciting for me to be wanted and exciting for me to be needed and people asking my advice and my input, which hadn't happened for so many years. And so for me, it was just fun. And having my phone with me 24/7 and responding to people, it was just fun. My family looked at it as work. They didn't understand what that was doing for me.
Well, it was exciting and we were learning too.
Yes.
In the beginning we were learning, so it was fun. But for our families, it just looked like...
Yeah, totally distracted all the time.
Yeah, just a minute. Like everyone else felt more important than them.
Yeah. So just recently, actually, I've set time limits on my phone for usage. So I know if I've used too much time on my phone, it says your screen limit is almost up. And I also have turned off notifications for all my apps. If somebody wants me, if somebody leaves me a message, I have to intentionally go in and check my messages. I have to intentionally go in and check my Facebook messages. And
it's a business, so you need to clock in and clock out. And there's sometimes at the end of the month, the very end of the month, our company works on a monthly basis. So at the end of the month, my husband knows on the 31st or the 30th, I'm out. You're going to parent, you're going to eat McDonald's, all of this is going to be, that's how this is going to be. I'm not going to be present. But every other day of the month, there are ways that I can mitigate that. But
do either of you think this has hurt your business by setting these boundaries?
Oh, it's helped my business. It's totally helped my business. But I will tell you, if you have gone really far the other way with having no boundaries, we all know what it feels like when you start to set the boundaries.
Ooh.
And the fallout that you get from some people. Because people that you have no boundaries with get really comfortable with that. And so it's all about them at that point. So when you start to set your own boundaries so that you can be healthy, there may be a few people that kind of push back against that.
But the majority is going to look at it and say, oh, I too can do that. I too
and
don't have it.
Mm-hmm. And they want it.
Yeah. And now if Adam, my husband, sees me on my phone or he sees me on the computer, instead of it irritating him or him wondering, he's like, oh, guys, let's give mom some space. Because they know that I'm actually engaged in work. And I think also as women entrepreneurs and previously stay-at-home moms, it does feel good, to be needed. But also, we tend to think that we're more important than we actually are because it does feel good. So we can spend 12 hours feeling important whenever 1 hour actually was important.
Exactly.
Speaking of, and that was accidental. Go ahead, tell us about it.
Lori developed this. Lori has come up with this something that has actually helped all of us so much. So we want her to tell us about it.
Well, back in January of this year, it's probably now 6 to 9 months ago, I just was on this path of being very intentional with my time. And knowing that I could keep doing my business the way I was, and it would probably be fine. I would probably grow a little bit. We might stay status quo. But I knew there was so much wasted time. So much wasted time. So we started this thing called Power Hour. And Power Hour is 60 minutes of what we call IPAs. And IPAs are income producing activity. And all it is a Zoom You can get on your phone, you can get on your computer, you log into the Zoom ID. We start with just 5 minutes of welcoming, smell your oils, get your mind focused. Let's have a little list, make a list of gratitude, get our minds in the right place. We forget about everything going on around us. And then we work together in 5 to 15 minute increments of activity. And they are income producing activity. They are things that we have seen over time have actually worked.
Absolutely.
And when you're intentional with those things, they pay off. And I remind people on Power Hours often, okay, don't get bored with this because this is going to be some of the same activity day in and day out when we do it. But it's because it works.
We've done it long enough to know that you can do a million things that don't work, or you can eliminate all those. You can focus.
Right.
And we all got together. Many of us. She contacted many leaders. What are the things that you do every day?
Yeah.
And so we do those every Power Hour.
Every Power Hour. And for our team, we have 3 at least set every week. There's some pop-up Power Hours for people who might want to lead one on a Saturday or a Sunday or an evening or whatever. You can join our Power Hour. Anybody is welcome. You don't have to be part of our team. Anybody's welcome. And you can learn how to do it for yourself. Or if you just want a list of some of the things that we do in our Power Hours, we will link our calendar here in the video. We can link a list of the different Power Hour tasks that you can add, and you can make it yours. You can really make it yours, but there's really no need to reinvent the wheel.
One of the great things about it is you don't have to get dressed up.
Oh, yes.
I mean, you get up in the morning, and the one that I get joined with is at 9 in the morning. Well, I'm not usually dressed. I'm not ready for that, for the world to see me. But nobody else on the Power Hour is either. It's a Zoom of everybody that just got up and got busy, and we're not looking at each other. We're actually doing the work all at the same time.
Yeah.
Well, also, we've talked about before, that, and we'll talk about it going forward, that we are successful in this industry. Anyone would agree that we have had great success. And we all still show up for Power Hours.
Absolutely.
Oh, yes.
And I don't just do it as an example. I do it because it actually is providing for my business. Like, I'm still growing new businesses in Young Living. I have daughters I've enrolled. I have my husband I've enrolled. So I'm wanting to grow these other incomes. And so I'm joining Power Hours because it pays off.
Yeah.
Well, I have seen in the past, since she started, past 6 months or so, I have seen one leg grow in the past 3 months, jump 3,000 OGB.
Monthly.
So if you're new here, a leg is just a part of your Young Living organization.
Kind of your a team.
A team. Mm-hmm. One of your team members that's growing their business. OGV is organizational group volume. So she has seen this one group grow by 3,000.
And only 2 people are in that leg are in Power Hour. But those 2 people doing the work every week, it has changed that leg.
So if you don't know what to do, join a Power Hour.
Yes.
If you do know what to do, join a Power Hour. It's about boundaries. It's about learning that the whole idea behind a network marketing company is freedom. Like, everyone that gets into one says, I want the residual income. I want the freedom. This is how you get freedom, so that you're not doing 12 hours of work every day. You're doing 1 hour of work.
Yeah.
That makes a difference.
It makes a difference.
Thank you,
And
Lori.
if you jump, you're welcome. And if you jump on multiple Power Hours, it just compounds your effort. So we have that provided for you. I mean, gosh, join us. It makes a difference. Teresa's monthly income, I won't tell you, but it is what most people make in a year. A lot of people make in a year. And she's still on there. Like, she's still getting on Power Hour. And it kills me because every week you say, oh my gosh, somebody just contacted me that I have been watching for 5 years.
Yes.
And they're enrolling. So we never stop doing the things that work to have a successful business.
So in order to have the things that you can say yes to, you have to figure out what to say no to.
Yes.
So that's a huge thing. Like, what's good for me and what's not is a boundary. What's good for me and what's not. And what's good for me is having a healthy marriage and having a healthy family. Also having a healthy business. And you can have it all if you have healthy boundaries. If you say no to this, if you say no to the busy work and to being the know-it-all and to being people just want to be God in this. Stop trying to be God. Just be a business builder, and I promise you, you can win.
You will.